You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a menu in a new country and you're feeling this mix of excitement and just a little bit of panic. Well, today, we are going to flip that script. We're turning that anxiety into pure confidence. Welcome to our hands-on guide for ordering food in Spanish.
Our goal today is super simple. Get you ready to walk into any Spanish-speaking restaurant and order your meal like you've been doing it for years. So, what do you say? Are you ready to order in Spanish? Let's dive in. All right, awesome. Here is our menu for today. First, we're going to cover arriving at the restaurant. Then, we'll get into the main event, ordering your food. After that, we'll tackle dessert and the bill, and we'll finish up with some key vocabulary and a little practice. A full 4-course meal of knowledge.
Okay, let's set the scene. Part 1, arriving at the restaurant. This is your first impression, so let's make sure it's a great one.
So you walk through the door. First thing you need? A table. And all it takes is one simple, polite phrase.
Buenas tardes. ¿Tienden una mesa para una persona, por favor?
It's the perfect, respectful way to ask for a table for one.
Now, what are they going to say back? You can probably expect this question. It's your first choice of the evening. ¿Prefieres sentarse dentro o en la terrada? Which just means, do you prefer to sit inside or out on the terrace?
And there are your two options. Dentro is inside, and en la terraza means you'll be on the terrace or patio. Now, in our little story here, the customer decides to sit outside, saying, hace muy buen tiempo hoy, because the weather is just too nice to pass up. Okay, you're seated, you've got the menu. The server is probably going to ask if you want something to drink. Here's a great little trick. Just order something simple while you figure out your food. For example, sí, una botella de agua con gas, por favor. That's, yes, a bottle of sparkling water, please. And a quick tip, if you want still water, you'd ask for agua sin gas.
All right, you've got your drink, you've had a moment with the menu, and now it's time for the main event, ordering your meal.
So the server comes back over, and you'll likely hear this. ¿Está listo para pedir o necesita unos minutos más? Are you ready to order or do you need a few more minutes? In our scenario, our customer is ready to go. Now hold on, before we hear his order, we need to talk about this because it's really important. In Spain, meals often have a very specific structure. De primero is your first course, kind of like a starter. And de segundo is the second course, your main dish. Getting this down is a total game changer. And here is exactly how you put that knowledge into action. Our customer orders like a pro. De primero, quiero una ensalada mixta. Y de segundo, me gustaría probar el filete de ternera. See how smooth that is? For my first course, I want a mixed salad, and for my second, I'd like to try the veal steak. Perfect.
Now, if you order a steak, this next question is almost guaranteed to come up, and it can really trip people up if they're not ready for it. The server asks, ¿Cómo quiere el filete? ¿Poco hecho, al punto, o muy hecho? How do you want the steak? Rare, medium, or well done?
Okay, let's just pause on this for a second, because this is so useful. Poco hecho, that's rare. Al punto, which literally means at the point, that's your medium. And muy hecho is well done. Our customer in the story went with al punto. You can also get more specific, right? The waitress asks if he wants a sauce, and he replies, sí, con salsa de pimienta, por favor. Yes, with pepper sauce, please. See how it's just a natural back-and-forth conversation? You can totally do this.
And just like that, you've successfully ordered and enjoyed your main course. So let's cruise into the final part of the meal, nailing the dessert order and paying the bill.
You know, a little politeness goes such a long way. When the server clears your plate and asks how everything was, a simple, todo estaba delicioso, gracias, is just perfect. Everything was delicious, thank you.
And what's the reward for a delicious meal? Dessert, of course. The server might list off some options like tarta de queso, which is cheesecake, flan casero, homemade flan, fruta fresca, fresh fruit, or helado, ice cream. Our guy here, he goes for the cheesecake. Good choice.
Okay, this is it. The big one. How do you actually ask for the bill? This is the golden phrase you need to remember. Disculpe, ¿me puede traer la cuenta, por favor? Excuse me, can you bring me the bill, please? Memorize this one. The server brings the bill, and the total is $26.50. In Spanish, she would say the total out loud like this. Son 26 euros con 50 céntimos.
All right, we are on the home stretch. One final, very practical step. If you're not using cash, you'll need this question.
¿Puedo pagar con tarjeta? Can I pay with a card? The answer will almost always be something like, sí, por supuesto. Yes, of course. And that is it. You have successfully navigated a full meal from start to finish. So let's do a super quick review to make sure all these key phrases really stick with you.
Okay, quick pop quiz. Were you paying attention? Based on our little story, how did the customer want his steak? Was it A, muy hecho, B, poco hecho, or C, al punto? I'll give you a second. If you said al punto, you are absolutely correct. You nailed it.
I mean, just take a second and look at everything you've accomplished here. You now know how to ask for a table, how to order food and drinks, how to have a simple conversation with the server, and how to ask for the bill. Seriously, lo lograste. You did it! Really, the only thing left to do now is to actually go out and put this into practice. So, I'll leave you with this question. What's your first order in Spanish going to be? Think about it, say it out loud a few times, and then go make it happen. You've got this. Hasta pronto.